Here's the 23 best non-first overall picks in NBA history. Starting at 23, I went Steve Nash. In the 1996 NBA draft, Steve Nash was selected 15th overall by the Phoenix Suns. Before him, several players were chosen who didn't achieve the same level of success. For instance, Todd Fuller, picked 11th by the Golden State Warriors, had a brief career, averaging only 3.7 points and 3 rebounds over 5 seasons. Similarly, Samaki Walker, the 9th pick by the Dallas Mavericks, posted modest career averages of 5.3 points and 4.7 rebounds per game. In contrast, Nash's career was nothing short of spectacular. Over 18 seasons, he averaged 14.3 points, 8.5 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. His shooting efficiency was remarkable, with a career field goal percentage of 49%, three-point percentage of 42.8%, and free throw percentage of 90.4%. Advanced metrics further highlight his impact. A player efficiency rating of 20.0, 129.7 win share, and a true shooting percentage of 60.4%. Nash's exceptional playmaking and leadership on the court solidified his status as one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. Beyond his impressive stats, Nash's accolades speak volumes about his impact on the game. Notably, he won back-to-back NBA Most Valuable Player (MVP) awards in 2005 and 2006, becoming one of the few point guards to achieve this feat. His contributions were further recognized with his induction into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2018. But right after him at 22, I went Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was the 27th pick in the 1986 NBA draft. And looking back, that's unbelievable. I put Rodman over Nash because how deep Rodman fell. Players like Chris Washburn, who went 3rd, and William Bedford, taken 6th, were drafted ahead of him, but had forgettable careers. Washburn only managed 3.1 points and 2.4 rebounds per game over 2 seasons, while Bedford averaged 4.1 points and 2.4 rebounds. Meanwhile, Rodman became a legend. Over his 14-year career, Rodman was a rebounding machine, averaging 13.1 boards per game. He led the league in rebounds for 7 straight seasons, a feat that shows just how dominant he was on the glass. And it wasn't just the stats. His advanced metrics are just as impressive. Rodman racked up 89.8 win shares and consistently disrupted opponents with his relentless energy. His efforts didn't go unnoticed either. Rodman earned 2 NBA Defensive Player of the Year awards and was pivotal in 5 championship runs. His toughness and skill earned him a place in the Hall of Fame in 2011. Dennis Rodman wasn't just a draft day steal, he was the definition of a game changer. But then at 21, I went Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was the 15th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, and calling him a steal might be an understatement. Players like John Vesely, picked 6th, and Jimmer Fredette, taken 10th, were drafted ahead of him. Vesely only managed 3.6 points and 3.5 rebounds per game during his short stint in the league, while Fredette averaged 6 points and barely over 1 assist per game. Meanwhile, Leonard's career has been nothing short of spectacular. Over 12 seasons, Kawhi has become one of the most versatile players in NBA history. He averages 20 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, while shooting an efficient 49.3% from the field and 38.4% from beyond the arc. His advanced stats are just as impressive, boasting a PR of 23.7 and a true shooting percentage of 59.2%. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Kawhi's accolades speak volumes. He's a 2-time NBA champion and a 2-time Finals MVP, cementing his legacy in the biggest moments. He also has 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards and has made 6 All-Star appearances. Kawhi Leonard wasn't just a draft steal, he's a generational talent. And then at 20, I went Chris Paul. Chris Paul was the 4th pick in the 2005 NBA draft, and looking at his career, it's clear he outshined many drafted ahead of him. Marvin Williams went 2nd and averaged just 10.2 points and 5.2 rebounds over his career. Deron Williams, picked 3rd, showed flashes of greatness but couldn't maintain his level of play, leading to an early exit from the league. Paul's numbers are incredible. Over 19 seasons, he's averaged 17.5 points, 9.4 assists, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.1 steals per game. His shooting splits include a field goal percentage of 47% and a 3-point percentage of 36.9%. Advanced stats make his dominance even clearer. A PER of 23.9 and a true shooting percentage of 58.1%. The accolades? They're endless. Paul is a 12-time All-Star, was named Rookie of the Year in 2006, and has earned multiple All-NBA and All-Defensive Team honors. He's currently third all-time in both assists and steals, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest point guards ever. Chris Paul wasn't just a draft steal, he's a legend. And at 19, I went with Scotty Pippen. Scotty Pippen was drafted 5th overall in the 1987 NBA draft, but it's amazing how much better he turned out compared to some taken before him. Dennis Hopson, picked 3rd, averaged just 10.9 points and 2.8 rebounds per game in a career that lasted 5 seasons. Meanwhile, Pippen became a franchise cornerstone and one of the greatest all-around players ever. Over his 17-year career, Pippen averaged 16.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists, and 2 steals per game. His versatility made him a nightmare for opponents on both ends of the court. He shot 47% from the field for his career and was a playmaker, scorer, and defensive specialist all in one. The advanced stats are just as impressive. Pippen posted a career PR of 18.6 and had a defensive box plus minus of 2.3, showcasing his elite defensive impact. His accolades include 8 all-defensive first-team honors, 7 All-Star selections, and 6 NBA championships. Pippen's ability to do everything on the court while dominating defensively is why he's remembered as one of the best to ever play the game. And at 18, I went Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, picked 2nd overall in the 1981 NBA draft by the Detroit Pistons, redefined what it meant to be an elite point guard. While he wasn't the lowest pick, he still outperformed expectations compared to others from his draft class. Players like Mark Aguirre, chosen first, had solid careers, but didn't reach Thomas's level of success and impact. Over 13 seasons, Thomas averaged 19.2 points, 9.3 assists, and 3.6 rebounds per game. He was a pure playmaker with an incredible knack for creating scoring opportunities for himself and his teammate. His shooting splits include a field goal percentage of 45.2% and a free throw percentage of 75.9%. Advanced stats further showcase his brilliance. Thomas earned a PER of 18.1 and contributed 80.7 win shares during his career. His accolades speak volumes. 12 All-Star appearances, 2 All-Star Game MVPs, a Finals MVP in 1990, and 2 NBA championships. Known for his leadership and toughness, Isaiah Thomas left a mark as one of the best point guards in the history of basketball, inspiring generations of players to follow. But one spot above him, I decided to go Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, drafted 5th overall in the legendary 1984 NBA draft, turned out to be one of the most dominant players of his era. While Hakeem and Michael Jordan were obvious stars from that class, Barkley outshined players like Sam Bowie, taken 2nd, who struggled with injuries and had a far less impactful career. Barkley's stats were nothing short of incredible. Over 16 seasons, he averaged 22.1 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game. His efficiency was elite, shooting 54.1% from the field. And he wasn't just about scoring or rebound. His all-around game set him apart. Advanced metrics make Barkley's impact even clearer. He posted a PR of 24.6 and contributed 177.2 win shares over his career. These numbers highlight his ability to influence games at an elite level, season after season. Accolades: Barkley racked up 11 All-Star selections, 11 All-NBA honors, and was named the league's most valuable player in 1993. His induction into the Hall of Fame in 2006 confirmed what everyone already knew. Charles Barkley wasn't just great, he was one of the best to ever play the game. But at 16, I went DWade, taken 5th overall in the 2003 NBA draft, became one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. While LeBron James was the clear top pick, Wade outperformed many others in his class, including Darko Milicic, drafted 2nd, who struggled to find consistent success in the league. Over 16 seasons, Wade averaged 22 points, 5.4 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game. His ability to score efficiently stood out as he shot 48% from the field throughout his career. Wade was not just a scorer. His playmaking and defensive abilities made him a complete player. The advanced stats back up his dominance. Wade recorded a player efficiency rating of 23.5 and accumulated 120.7 win shares, showcasing his significant impact on winning basketball. His accolades are nothing short of legendary: 13 All-Star selections, 8 All-NBA honors, 3 NBA championships, and a Finals MVP in 2006. Wade's legacy extends beyond the numbers. He defined an era for the Miami Heat and became the first player in team history to be honored with the statue outside their arena, a fitting tribute to a true basketball icon. And at 15, I went with James Harden. James Harden, picked 3rd overall in the 2009 NBA draft by the Oklahoma City Thunder, became one of the most dominant offensive players in basketball history. While Blake Griffin was a solid number 1 pick, players like Hasheem Thabeet, drafted 2nd, didn't come close to matching Harden's career success. Over 16 seasons, Harden has averaged 24.1 points, 7.1 assists, and 5.6 rebounds per game. His efficiency is impressive, with a field goal percentage of 44.2% and a three-point percentage of 36.3%. He's been a scoring machine, while also facilitating at an elite level. Advanced stats show just how impactful Harden has been. His career player efficiency rating stands at 24.7, and he's accumulated 189.1 win shares. These numbers highlight his ability to carry teams with both scoring and playmaking. Harden's accolades speak for themselves. He's a 10-time All-Star, has 6 All-NBA first-team selections, and was named League MVP in 2018. In 2024, Harden climbed to 2nd all-time in three-pointers made, further cementing his legacy. And at 14, I went with Julius Irving, known as Dr. J, was selected 12th overall in the 1972 NBA draft by the Milwaukee Bucks. However, he chose to sign with the ABA's Virginia Squires, where his career took off. Players like Tom Riker, picked 8th, and Chris Ford, selected before him, never came close to the success Irving achieved. Irving was a game changer. Over 11 NBA seasons, primarily with the Philadelphia 76ers, he averaged 22 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game. His efficiency was incredible, shooting 50.6% from the field. Before joining the NBA, his dominance in the ABA was undeniable, where he claimed 3 MVP awards and won 2 championships. His accolades are remarkable. Irving was an 11-time NBA All-Star, won the League MVP award in 1981, and led the 76ers to an NBA championship in 1983. He made 5 All-NBA first teams and remains one of the most celebrated players in both ABA and NBA history. Advanced stats emphasize his greatness, with a player efficiency rating of 22.3 and 106.2 win shares in the NBA. Julius Irving wasn't just a player. He was an icon who inspired a new era of basketball greatness. And one spot above him, I said Karl Malone. Karl Malone, famously known as the Mailman, was selected by the Utah Jazz as the 13th overall pick in the 1985 NBA draft. Surprisingly, several less impactful players were chosen before him, such as Kenny Green, picked 12th by the Washington Bullets, who had a brief NBA career. Throughout his 19-season career, primarily with the Jazz, Malone was a powerhouse. He averaged 25 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game. His shooting accuracy was impressive, with a field goal percentage of 51.6%. Malone's durability and consistency were remarkable. Playing in 1,476 regular season games, Malone's accolades are extensive. He was a 14-time NBA All-Star, earned 2 NBA Most Valuable Player MVP awards, and was named to the All-NBA First Team 11 times consecutively from 1989 to 1999. Additionally, he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2010. Advanced statistics further highlight his dominance. Malone accumulated a player efficiency rating, PER, of 23.9 and amassed 234.6 win shares over his career, underscoring his significant impact on the court. Karl Malone's combination of scoring ability, rebounding prowess, and longevity cements his legacy as one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history. And at 12, I went with Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki, drafted 9th overall in the 1998 NBA draft, became one of the greatest power forwards the game has ever seen. While players like Michael Olowokandi, the 1st overall pick, and Ralph LaFrentz, drafted 3rd, struggled to achieve lasting success, Nowitzki's career skyrocketed to historic heights. Over 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, Nowitzki averaged 20.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. He was an offensive powerhouse, shooting 47% from the field, 38% from beyond the arc, and 88% from the free throw line. His true shooting percentage of 58.6% showcases his efficiency as a scorer. Nowitzki's accolades are legendary. He was a 14-time All-Star, made 12 All-NBA teams, and won the league's Most Valuable Player award in 2007. In 2011, he led the Mavericks to their first ever NBA championship, earning Finals MVP honors in the process. Advanced stats reinforce his greatness. Dirk accumulated a player efficiency rating of 22.4 and totaled 206.3 win shares. His scoring ability, consistency, and loyalty to one franchise cement his place as one of the all-time greats. But right after him, at 11, I went Giannis. Giannis, chosen 15th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in the 2013 NBA draft, has become one of the most dominant forces in basketball. At 6 feet 11 inches, his versatility, athleticism, and skill set make him a nightmare for opponents. While Anthony Bennett was taken first overall and failed to leave a mark, Giannis rose to legendary status. Other players drafted ahead of him, like Shabazz Muhammad at 14, never came close to his level of impact. Over his career, Giannis has averaged 23.6 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 4.9 assists per game. His efficiency is remarkable, with a player efficiency rating of 22.4 and a true shooting percentage of 58.2%. These numbers highlight his incredible scoring and playmaking ability, combined with elite defense. Giannis's accolades are nothing short of spectacular. He is a 2-time MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, and an NBA champ. In 2021, he earned Finals MVP honors after leading Milwaukee to their first title in 50 years. His career continues to evolve, and he remains a perennial MVP contender, solidifying his place among basketball's all-time greats. And then at 10, I said Jerry West. Jerry West, picked second overall in the 1960 NBA draft, became one of the most iconic players in basketball history. Over 14 seasons with the Los Angeles Lakers, West averaged an impressive 27 points, 6.7 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game. His accolades include 14 All-Star selections, 12 All-NBA honors, and an NBA championship in 1972. He even earned Finals MVP in 1969, making history as the only player from a losing team to do so. In that same draft, some players taken after West didn't come close to his level. Darrell Imhoff, selected third, averaged 7.2 points and 7.6 rebounds over his 12-year career. Jackie Moreland, the fourth pick, managed only 7.7 points and 5.1 rebounds per game during his 5 seasons. West's advanced stats are just as remarkable. He posted a career player efficiency rating of 22.9 and totaled 162.6 win shares, reflecting his tremendous impact on winning. His true shooting percentage of 55% highlights his efficiency as a scorer. Known as the Logo, Jerry West's contributions to basketball extend beyond the court, cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. And then at 9, I said KG, Kevin Garnett. Selected 5th in the 1995 NBA draft, was an absolute game changer. Standing 6'11", he dominated both ends of the court. Over his 21-season career, he averaged 17.8 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game. Garnett's defensive prowess was unmatched, earning him the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2008. He was a 15-time All-Star and clinched the MVP title in 2004. Notably, he led the Boston Celtics to an NBA championship in 2008. Garnett's versatility and intensity made him one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history. Before Garnett, 4 players were chosen: Joe Smith, Antonio McDyess, Jerry Stackhouse, and Rasheed Wallace. While they had respectable careers, none matched Garnett's impact. Smith, the first pick, averaged 10.9 points and 6.4 rebounds over 16 seasons. Stackhouse had a solid career with 16.9 points per game, and Wallace contributed 12 points and 6.7 rebounds per game. Garnett's superior stats and accolades highlighting how he was a draft day steal, surpassing those selected before him. And then at 8, I went Moses Malone. Moses Malone wasn't just good, he was legendary. Drafted straight out of high school, he was initially selected in the ABA draft in 1974 and later joined the NBA. It's incredible to think he wasn't picked until the 3rd round of the ABA draft, as several players selected above him barely made a dent in the league. For example, Mike Sojourner and Tom Kozelko, drafted in the same year, had careers so underwhelming they're often forgotten. Meanwhile, Malone went on to define dominance in the paint. Over 19 seasons, Malone averaged 20 points and 12 rebounds per game. Those numbers alone are elite, but it gets even better when you dig into his advanced stats. He posted a career player efficiency rating of 22 and amassed over 200 total win shares, a testament to his ability to contribute to winning at an all-time level. His rebounding was particularly jaw-dropping. He led the league in rebounds 6 times and still holds the NBA record for the most offensive rebounds in a career, totaling nearly 7,000. Malone's accolades read like a basketball fairy tale. He was a 13-time All-Star, an 8-time All-NBA selection, and a 3-time league MVP, winning 3 MVP awards, including back-to-back honors in 1982 and 1983, solidified his place as one of the greatest ever. His peak came in 1983 when he led the Philadelphia 76ers to a championship, earning Finals MVP honors. His faux prediction before the playoffs that year became iconic, symbolizing his confidence and dominance. Durability was another of Malone's hallmark. He played over 1,300 games, proving his commitment and physical resilience. While other players from his draft class faded, Malone just kept producing. His ability to adapt and maintain an elite level of play for so long is a testament to his work ethic and basketball IQ. When you think of draft steals, Moses Malone has to top the list. His legacy isn't just in the stats or awards, but in how he changed the game. Few have ever rebounded or scored like Malone, and even fewer have had his enduring impact. His Hall of Fame induction in 2001 was more than deserved. It was inevitable. Moses Malone wasn't just great, he was transformational. And then following him, at 7, I said Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, drafted 41st overall in the 2014 NBA draft, is one of the biggest steals in basketball history. Coming from Serbia, many teams underestimated the big man's potential. They couldn't have been more wrong. At 6'11" and over 280 pounds, Jokic has proven himself as a once-in-a-generation talent. He's redefined the center position with his incredible passing, scoring, and basketball IQ. Let's talk numbers because they're incredible. For his career, Jokic has averaged 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. His advanced stats are even more impressive. He has a career player efficiency rating of 28, which is among the highest in NBA history. His career win shares sit above 120, and his value over replacement player, VORP, is climbing near 60, a stat reserved for the league's elite. Simply put, he's been an unstoppable force every time he steps on the court. The accolades just pile up. Jokic is a 3-time NBA Most Valuable Player. He's a 6-time All-Star and has been named to the All-NBA First Team 4 times. In 2023, he led the Denver Nuggets to their first ever NBA championship and secured the Finals MVP award. These are accomplishments most players can only dream of, but Jokic made them look routine. Now, let's not forget the players picked ahead of him. In 2014, Andrew Wiggins went first overall, and while he's had a solid career, he hasn't come close to Jokic's dominance. Jabari Parker, selected second, struggled with injuries and is no longer in the league. Names like Dante Exum and Noah Vonleh also came off the board before Jokic, but their careers never took off. Meanwhile, Jokic transformed into the best player from that draft class, and it's not even close. Jokic's impact isn't just in the stats or the trophies. His unique style of play has changed how the game is viewed. He's the centerpiece of Denver's offense, dictating plays with his vision and unselfishness. Watching him dominate as a late second-round pick proves that talent and determination can outshine any draft day expectations. And then at 6, I said Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been a basketball phenomenon since being drafted 2nd overall in the 2007 NBA draft. Standing 6'10" with a wingspan that seems to go on forever, Durant has redefined what it means to be a scorer in the modern NBA. Over his career, he's averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. His efficiency is off the charts, boasting a true shooting percentage of 62% and a player efficiency rating of 25. These are the kinds of numbers reserved for basketball royalty. The accolades speak volume. Durant is a 14-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, and a 2-time Finals MVP. He also won the regular season MVP in 2014 after putting up an incredible 32 points per game. And those scoring titles, he's won 4, showcasing his ability to score in any way imaginable. Whether it's mid-range, three-pointers, or getting to the line, Durant does it all with precision and ease. Let's not forget about the 2007 NBA draft. Greg Oden went 1st overall to Portland, and while Oden's career was derailed by injuries, Durant became the cornerstone of every team he's played for. Durant's durability and impact made him a no-brainer in hindsight. Oden, on the other hand, managed to play only 105 games, averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds. It's clear which franchise got the better deal. Durant isn't just about scoring. His career averages of 1 steal and 1 block per game show his defensive versatility. He's also an underrated playmaker, frequently facilitating offense for his teammates. With over 25,000 career points already, and counting, Durant has cemented himself as one of the greatest offensive players of all time. His advanced stats back it up. Over 120 win shares and a value over replacement player above 70 make his case ironclad. Kevin Durant wasn't just a draft steal. He was a league-changing talent. From Oklahoma City to Golden State and now Phoenix, his impact has been nothing short of historic. Durant's combination of size, skill, and efficiency ensures his legacy as one of the best to ever play the game. But following him, at 5, I went with Steph Curry. Steph Curry, taken 7th overall in the 2009 NBA draft, completely changed how basketball is played. At 6'2", many doubted his size and ability to transition to the NBA. Those doubts feel laughable now. Curry has become one of the greatest players ever and a global icon for his incredible shooting and unmatched skill set. For his career, Curry has averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. He shot 48% from the field, 43% from beyond the arc, and an insane 91% from the free throw line. These aren't just great numbers, they're legendary. His true shooting percentage sits at 62%, one of the highest for any guard in history. Advanced stats? Curry shines there too. He boasts over 120 win shares and a player efficiency rating of 24, proving how valuable he's been to winning basketball. Curry's accolades are jaw-dropping. He's won 4 NBA championships, 2 Most Valuable Player awards, including the first unanimous MVP in 2016 and 1 Finals MVP. He's a 10-time All-Star and has been named to multiple All-NBA teams. Oh, and he's the all-time leader in three-pointers made, surpassing legends like Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. That shooting touch has not only dominated games, but also reshaped how offenses work. Now think about this. 6 players were drafted before Curry in 2009. Sure, James Harden, picked 3rd, has had a Hall of Fame level career, but others, not so much. Hasheem Thabeet, taken 2nd overall, was out of the league in just 5 seasons, averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds. Johnny Flynn, selected 6th, lasted only 3 years in the NBA. Passing on Curry is one of the biggest mistakes in draft history, especially when his impact is measured. Curry's influence isn't just in his stats. He's made basketball faster, more exciting, and centered around the three-point shot. His ability to shoot from anywhere on the court changed how defenses and offenses operate. Teams now prioritize spacing and shooting, all thanks to what Curry has brought to the game. Watching him play is a reminder that sometimes the best talent is hiding just a little further down the draft board. And then following him, at 4, I said Bill Russell. Bill Russell, standing 6'10", became one of the most dominant forces in basketball history after being drafted 2nd overall in the 1956 NBA draft. The St. Louis Hawks selected him, but traded him to the Boston Celtics in a move that changed the course of basketball forever. Over 13 seasons, Russell's numbers were extraordinary. He averaged 15 points, 23 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. His rebounding average still ranks among the best ever, and his ability to control the game defensively made him a cornerstone of the Celtics dynasty. The player chosen before Russell, however, didn't live up to expectations. See, Hugo Green, the 1st overall pick by the Rochester Royals, had a modest career, averaging 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists over 9 seasons. While Green contributed solidly, he never reached the heights that Russell achieved. In hindsight, the Celtics pulled off the steal of the draft by acquiring Russell, a move that set them up for more than a decade of dominance. Russell's accolades are unmatched. He won 11 NBA championships, the most by any player in league history, and captured 5 Most Valuable Player awards. His dominance wasn't just about stats, it was about impact. Advanced statistics, like win shares, weren't tracked during his era, but his contributions on both ends of the floor would undoubtedly place him among the league's all-time leaders. Russell was also a 12-time All-Star and earned 11 All-NBA team selections. Even though blocks and steals weren't officially recorded in Russell's era, his defensive influence was legendary. Teammates and opponents often spoke about his ability to alter shots and anchor a team's defense. He redefined how centers played, focusing on protecting the rim and creating fast break opportunities through his rebounding. Russell's impact extended beyond the court. As the NBA's first African-American head coach, he led the Celtics to 2 additional championships while serving as a player coach. His leadership in the civil rights movement and advocacy for social justice further solidified his legacy as a trailblazer. Bill Russell wasn't just a great basketball player, he was an icon. Being drafted after Sir Hugo Green only adds to the story of how Russell became the ultimate draft day steal, leaving a legacy that transcends the game itself. And then following him. At 3, I went with Kobe. Kobe Bryant, standing 6'6", was drafted 13th overall in the 1996 NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets and immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Over 2 decades, he became one of the most iconic players in basketball history. His career averages of 25 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists per game highlight his all-around brilliance. He shot 45% from the field, 33% from deep, and 84% from the free throw line. Advanced stats like his career player efficiency rating of 23 and over 170 win shares show just how impactful he was. Bryant's accolades are among the best the NBA has ever seen. He won 5 championships, earned 2 Finals Most Valuable Player awards, and was named the league's most valuable player in 2008. He made 18 All-Star appearances, was named All-NBA 15 times, and was selected to the All-Defensive Team 12 times. Kobe's career total of 33,643 points ranks him 4th all-time in scoring. Few players in history have matched his combination of longevity, consistency, and sheer dominance. Now let's talk about his draft class. 12 players were selected before Bryant, and while a few became legends, many didn't. For example, Todd Fuller, taken 11th by the Golden State Warriors, averaged just 4 points and 3 rebounds over 5 seasons. Samaki Walker, drafted 9th by the Dallas Mavericks, managed modest averages of 5 points and 5 rebounds. Even though Allen Iverson and Ray Allen, both selected earlier, went on to have Hall of Fame careers, no one drafted above Bryant accomplished as much as he did. Bryant's impact wasn't just about numbers or awards. He popularized the concept of Mamba mentality, a mindset built on relentless dedication and a refusal to settle for anything less than perfection. His influence extended beyond the NBA, inspiring athletes across all sports with his approach to competition and hard work. Bryant also represented the United States in international play, winning Olympic gold medals in 2008 and 2012. Being drafted 13th makes Kobe Bryant one of the greatest steals in NBA history. His combination of skill, work ethic, and sheer willpower ensured that his legacy would stand the test of time. He wasn't just a great player, he was a global icon. And right after him, at 2, I said Larry Bird. Larry Bird, selected 6th overall in the 1978 NBA draft, is one of the greatest players to ever step on a basketball court. Standing 6'9", Bird had an incredible ability to do it all. Over 13 seasons, he averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. His efficiency was remarkable, shooting nearly 50% from the field, 38% from beyond the arc, and 89% from the free throw line. These numbers reflect his dominance, but the advanced stats make his impact even clearer, with a player efficiency rating of nearly 24 and over 145 win shares. Bird's contributions were simply off the charts. The players drafted before Bird didn't come close to his accomplishments. Michael Thompson, the 1st overall pick, had a solid career, averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds. Phil Ford, selected 2nd, started strong but dealt with injuries, averaging 11 points and 6 assists. Rick Roby, picked 3rd, managed just 8 points and 5 rebounds per game. Michael Ray Richardson and Purvis Short had flashes of brilliance, but couldn't match Bird's sustained greatness. Bird's draft position makes him one of the most valuable picks in NBA history. Bird's accolades are staggering. He won 3 NBA championships, including 2 Finals Most Valuable Player awards. He was named League MVP 3 straight times in the mid-'80s, a feat very few players have accomplished. Bird also made 12 All-Star appearances and was selected to the All-NBA First Team 9 times. His versatility on both ends of the floor even earned him 3 All-Defensive Team honors, showcasing his ability to dominate every aspect of the game. Beyond the numbers, Bird's impact on the court was unmatched. He was a natural leader who made everyone around him better. His basketball IQ, competitive fire, and ability to step up in crucial moments defined his career. Bird's rivalry with Magic Johnson is one of the most iconic in sports history, and together they helped elevate the NBA to new heights. Being drafted 6th behind players who couldn't reach his level only adds to Larry Bird's legacy. His career is a masterclass in skill, determination, and leadership, and he remains one of the most influential figures in basketball history. But then, of course, at 1, I said Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, standing 6'6", was selected 3rd overall in the 1984 NBA draft by the Chicago Bulls. Over 15 seasons, Jordan dominated the league and became the gold standard for greatness. He averaged 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, leading the NBA in scoring for 10 seasons. His efficiency was equally impressive, shooting nearly 50% from the field and 84% from the free throw line. Advanced stats back up his legendary status, with a player efficiency rating of 28, the highest in league history, and over 200 win shares to his name. In the 1984 draft, 2 players were picked ahead of Jordan. Hakeem, the 1st overall selection, had a Hall of Fame career, winning 2 championships with the Houston Rockets. However, Sam Bowie, drafted 2nd by the Portland Trail Blazers, struggled with injuries and managed career averages of 11 points and 7 rebounds. While Bowie had moments of promise, selecting him over Jordan is often considered one of the biggest mistakes in draft history. Jordan's selection at 3rd ultimately became one of the greatest steals in sports. Jordan's accolades are unmatched. He won 6 NBA championships, earning Finals Most Valuable Player honors in each one. He captured 5 regular season Most Valuable Player awards, proving his dominance year after year. Jordan was a 14-time All-Star and earned 10 All-NBA first-team honors. Defensively, he was just as impactful, making 9 All-Defensive first teams and winning Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. His combination of scoring, defense, and leadership made him the complete player. Jordan's impact extended far beyond the stat sheet. His relentless drive to win and refusal to settle for anything less than perfection inspired players across generations. He turned the Chicago Bulls into a global brand and helped elevate the NBA to new heights. Jordan's influence wasn't limited to professional play. He also led the United States to 2 Olympic gold medals in 1984 and 1992, cementing his international legacy. Being drafted 3rd, behind players who didn't reach his level of greatness, solidifies Michael Jordan's status as one of the best draft day steals in NBA history. His legacy as a player and competitor remains unparalleled, making him a true icon of the sport. In the end, though, the greatness of players like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Moses Malone, Bill Russell, and Nikola Jokic shows us how transformative talent can emerge from any draft position. From changing the way basketball is played to dominating their eras with unmatched skill, these legends have left legacies that inspire generations. Each player's journey is a testament to the power of determination, skill, and timing. Whether they were overlooked on draft day or underestimated, they rose above expectations and became icons of the game. That's what makes basketball truly magical. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.